Did you tell them that once this same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me? Did you tell the folks that, you bitch? Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit. Did you tell them that? Got the names. We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you? Why it took you nearly 2 years to get an article out? Because you ran that shit so bad you were running it into the ground?
Yeah. Big JTV. Like, of course, comment, subscribe, and holy moly, bruh. Did y'all just hear what he said? Like, what? Now, let me say this. Let me just, cue this up and give y'all some context. In this clip, Stephen A., the clip I used to start the video, Stephen A. is talking about a Deadspin article that talked about Jason Whitlock's company or, business or whatever initiative called The Undefeated, which was created in, I believe, the early 2010s by Jason Whitlock, and was supposed to be a black-focused sports blog, right? Kind of like Grantland, which was created by Bill Simmons, right? And Stephen A. Smith was apparently recruited by Jason to be part of his team of young, talented black writers. Stephen A. declined. Okay, and why does this matter in this context is because for the past week, Jason Whitlock has been calling Stephen A. bad writer, right? A liar, and somebody who faked his narrative, his entire story about being a, walk-on basketball player at Winston-Salem, University in North Carolina. Long story short, Jason Whitlock is doing what he was doing to, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. Okay? That's what he's doing. And why is he doing that? For precisely the same reason is for clicks, for clout. And the deeper reason is jealousy and envy. Okay? Now, y'all have seen me, right, go at Jason Whitlock, Fatlock, as I like to call him, for months now, right, regarding specifically his coverage of Deion Sanders, now also his coverage of other topics, right? But this borderline 40-minute annihilation and destruction of Stephen A. of Jason Whitlock by Stephen A. not only has proved my point, it has vindicated me, because the biggest top dog in sports media has proved and shown why this guy's a fraud, this guy's a hypocrite, this guy's a liar, this guy's a snake who burns bridges, this guy is a viper. And I like the comparison that Stephen A. gave to Fatlock by calling him Cain in the Bible. Now look, why is that even relevant to this conversation? Why is the Bible relevant to this conversation? Jason Whitlock is a fake Christian, right? He's the worst type of Christian. He's a sanctimonious Christian, right? He's a holier than thou type of Christian. He's the type of Christian who, man, I'll tell you, I'll get even personal. I grew up with sons of Christians like this. They act like they ish don't stink. And they will throw rocks in glass houses every single day, right? Keep in mind, Jason Whitlock is the same person who gave, Stephen A. Smith a book review, right? Now, keep in mind, Jason Whitlock has never written a book a day in his life, right? I'm going to give Jason this as a compliment. He's actually a pretty good writer, so I'm kind of shocked that he hasn't written a book. Maybe because he's burned every bridge possible and people don't want him to write a book. Let's start with that. Maybe because he has to literally join YouTube live streams to get any kind of clout or motion, because he doesn't have that much motion on what he's doing. or maybe because he doesn't have the backing or people who actually believe in him that he would even imagine a bestseller. Let me tell you this. I'm going to give this fat bastard a compliment. Fat bastard is actually good at getting engagement, getting hate views and hate watchers. He's good at getting attention, and that is actually what I believe is not only keeping him alive, but keeping him somewhat employed. Okay? Getting attention and engagement in an economy that values that, whether good or bad, is a skill. It's a skill, bruh. I guarantee you most of you are not even listening to this part of the video. It is what it is. I check my analytics. But to even get 30 seconds of people's attention or go 45 seconds of people's attention, you've already won. And for, Stephen A. Smith to dedicate almost an hour on Fatlock, I think that was way beneath him. I think it was pathetic to a certain degree. So this successfully is a win, as much as I hate to admit it. It's a win for Fat Bastard because people now will Google him. He'll be trending. He's already trending on Twitter. And on top of that, he'll get finally what he always wanted, which is the attention of the winners. All right? If I had one major criticism for Cat Williams, is that Cat Williams, he was punching down to his competition. Right? Nobody gave a F who Ricky Smiley was. Nobody was caring about, Cedric the Entertainer stand-up because they're not in your class, right? But for Stephen A. to dedicate 40 minutes on this fat bastard, it was funny. It was good to watch. But I don't think it was necessary. I don't think that he needed to give that bastard that much attention. Now, I will give, Stephen A. this. If he, even though it was not a smart strategic move, the fact that he did it in this fashion, and if he sticks to his word that he'll never bring it up again, then this was done correctly, right? Cat Williams is not a person who goes out of his way to have interviews. He doesn't. Stephen A. Smith, unfortunately, this has been a pattern. Stephen A. Smith likes to go back and fight his ops or his perceived ops, right? Jason Whitlock is not an op. Jason Whitlock, like Stephen A. just said, is a roach. Roaches are meant to get squashed and then thrown in the garbage, all right? And the way you squash this roach, ironically, is ignore it. Because it's not even just a roach, it's a troll. That's how you defeat the troll. You dodge and ignore. And you pretend like it doesn't exist because that's what the troll wants. It wants attention. And for all the criticisms I have for Stephen A. Smith, even though maybe he might be an industry plant or somebody who was chosen by ESPN, guess what? He works really damn hard. And if he was chosen, it doesn't mean that he's some kind of Illuminati bot. It could mean maybe people like him. Maybe he has good relationships. Maybe he's somebody who is dependable, on time, and punctual. Maybe he's good at what he does, which he is. And Jason Whitlock is that dude who's just throwing stones in glass houses, man. I'm pretty sure none of y'all have made it this far in the video, but if you have, I appreciate you. Slap a like on y'all way out, you know what I mean? And, comment below, man. Let me know what y'all think. Check out these videos on the end screens and some of my playlists. Tap in, man. It's been Big JTV. Appreciate y'all. Don't be fat bastards. Be hard workers. Be people who go for your dreams. I'm out.